I'm Marcia White with Shape of the City, and we're here at the Community Action Partnership to talk about the Community Health Endowment of Lincoln and one of its two legacy projects. With me today are Lori Seibel, President and CEO of the Community Health Endowment, and Ingrid Kirst, Healthy Food Access Collaboration Manager with Community Action Partnership. So Lori, a legacy project, what does that mean?
Well, for the Community Health Endowment, it means that we're celebrating 20 years in Lincoln, 20 years giving back to the community to create a healthier place to live. And so we wanted to really create some projects that we believe would leave a legacy into the future, and especially for children and families.
And why this project? We're standing in the middle of a very state-of-the-art commercial kitchen that we'll learn a lot more about, but why this project?
Well, one of the things that we know is that for people, and especially children, to grow up healthy and strong, they need good, healthy food. And so we set a goal that we wanted to change the health culture in Lincoln when it comes to children and food. So we set a goal that at least 100,000 children would receive healthy meals from us somehow. And you'll hear more about that through the project here today that we're going to be talking about. But one piece of that is to create a kitchen where we can create healthy meals that will then go out into the community, and especially into places where we know that healthy food is hard to access.
We know there are more than one component to this legacy project. How did this all come about?
Well, all projects of this type have to have good collaborators and good partners, and this one is no exception. The Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders County stepped up, and we're very interested in partnering with this, along with the food bank and some private partners. So what we developed here was using data that showed us where healthy food was the hardest to access in our community, partners who we knew could reach deep into that community, private partners who we believed had the expertise to help us do that. And we brought them all to the table, and out of that came this project you'll be hearing about today, not only this piece, but the Lincoln Fresh truck that we'll be visiting a little bit later. So we are so excited about this partnership. We're excited about what it's going to mean for the future. We really believe it's going to leave a legacy for our community.
So Ingrid, a bunch of really important people got together and said, this is what we want to do. Would you like to help us? And then what happened?
So it's been quite a project. We took this warehouse space that was just full of stuff, cleaned it out, and have turned it into this beautiful 5,000 square foot kitchen. So now we're going to be able to cook 5,000 meals a day is the capacity of this kitchen every day, and those meals are going out to kids in our community who are in need of good, healthy food.
What are some of the primary avenues for the meals to get to the kids?
So the main one is the summer food feeding program. So kids who attend any summer program that gets meals, they will be coming out of this kitchen. So that's 32 different sites across Lincoln. And in addition, the meals will be going to our Head Start sites, those two different locations. And we're hoping in the future that they can go to additional sites as needed.
People might be surprised if they knew how many meals were served through the summer food service program. Do you have an idea of what those numbers might be for this summer?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. So there's going to be 32 different sites across Lincoln. In June, when all of the sites are operating, we'll be doing 3,200 meals a day. July and August, it'll be about 1,100. The total is 100,000 meals throughout the whole summer, which is a huge number. And all of this is coordinated through the food bank, so you can find out more on the food bank's website of where all those locations are, so kids can go get a free, healthy meal each day.
So we're right now standing in the kitchen part, but I know there's another part of this facility that serves a little bit different purpose. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the other part of this kitchen is Lonetree Foods. They are going to be working with local farmers and bringing in local products. So that could be meats, that could be cheeses, fruits, vegetables, honey, and then distributing that to local institutions like restaurants, grocery stores, hospitals. And what they're going to be able to do specifically with this kitchen is process some of that produce. So for example, when raspberries are in season, you can have way too many raspberries. But if you can freeze those raspberries and then sell them in the winter months, they're a really good product, and that's still getting local food out to everybody. So we're going to be really exploring creative avenues there.
And you mentioned that Lonetree Foods is the partner for the processing side of this house. What about your partner for the kitchen side of the house?
So our partner for the kitchen is a group called Kinderbites, and they cook food for local child cares already. They work with a number of different child cares, and they are just awesome. They are really committed to healthy foods, not fried foods, not processed foods. They start with fresh ingredients and make really good quality food.
And I think one of the things that you won't find in this kitchen, am I right, Ingrid, is you won't find any deep fryers here. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. So the produce that they use, they only use fresh or frozen produce. So there also won't be any canned produce. So they really have a strong commitment to this.
So Lori, you had initially mentioned that when CHE first envisioned this project or envisioned increasing access to healthy food, you thought about partnerships. How has this project, as it stands today, realized that CHE vision?
Well, you know, this is just everything that we had hoped it would be. It is strong partners, people who have stepped up. As I mentioned, the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders County has been awesome in wanting to make this a reality, not only for their child cares, their Head Start child cares, but for the community. And that, I mean, to reach beyond the populations they already serve and want to reach the community is absolutely terrific. And the private partners we've had, having Ingrid on board, it's one of those projects that you came to the table early on and believed that this was meant to be. And that's how I feel about that project. I do have to say that when we started off with the goal of serving over 100,000 kids a healthy meal this summer, we weren't exactly sure how we were going to get there. That was a pretty big, audacious goal. But now I look around and I'm like, this is it. This is how that's going to happen, and I couldn't be happier.
Where do you think this project might go in the future?
There are so many different possibilities. So we talked about all the meals we're going to be doing in the summer, but we have this kitchen year-round. So we'll be looking for additional partners who might be interested in some healthy meals during the school year. But there's also possibilities of, what are other projects in the community? So that's what we're looking for, to get even more healthy food out to the community.
And if people have ideas, where can they find your contact information?
Sure. So on the Community Action website, there is a healthy food access page with all the information. It's got my contact information.
Lori, how about you? Where do you think this might go in the future? What's the next vision?
I think we are just on the very front edge of so many exciting things that could happen with this. And as I go out in the community and talk about this, and I hear people mention it to me, they are so excited that we're getting a new look on food, and we're bringing it to people who may not have had access to it. So my hope is that as the years go by and this becomes just standard operation, that people will reflect back and think about the people who came together and saw a vision for healthy food access in our community and what that means to future generations. So I think the sky's the limit.
Thank you, Lori Seibel, President CEO of Community Health Endowment, and Ingrid Kirst, Healthy Food Access Collaboration Manager with Community Action, for being with us today. We appreciate your insight and your expertise, and we're excited to see where this project goes in the future.